All right, y'all. We finna get into it. Today we is reading chapter 14 out of the book of Isaiah. Holy Bible, King James Version. I don't know what version you read. It don't really matter. Get that word though. That's the point of this. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a Buddhist. I believe that they all contain truth. And I'm a truth seeker. That's what I am. So, we've been reading out of book of Isaiah. Now we on chapter 14. And again, right along the summary, theme of Isaiah so far has been first come warning, then destruction. Let's see if that continues. Isaiah 14, chapter 1, verse number 1. Reading of the word. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Again, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives. Those captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Verse 3, and it shall come to pass that in the day, O Lord, shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage within thou wast made to serve. Verse 4, thou shalt take up his proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor ceased, and the golden city seized? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers, who he smite the people in their wrath with continuing stroke. He that ruleth the nations in anger is prosecuted, and knoweth, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice, that ye, the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fuller is to come up against us. Verse 9, hell from beneath is moved from to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the deed for thee, even all the chief ones on earth. It hath raised up from their thrones of all kings of nations. Verse 10, all they shall speak and say unto them, thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Verse 11, thy pomp has brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy voice. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst the weaken the nations? Verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mountain of congregation and in sides of north. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to sides of the pit. Verse 16, they that seeth, they shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is the man made of earth to tremble, and did shake kingdoms? Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. Verse 19, thou art, but thy art cast out thy grave, like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain thrust through with the word, and go down to the stones of the pit as the carcass trodden under feet. Verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renewed. Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, and they do not rise, nor possess the land, or fill faces of the earth with Christ's cities. Verse 22, for I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, and nephew, saith the Lord. Verse 23, I will also make it a possession for the bitter and the pools of water. I will sweep it with besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Verse 25, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains thread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off his shoulders. Verse 26, this is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. Verse 27, for the Lord of the hosts hath purpose, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Verse 28, in the year that the king Ahaz died was this burden. Verse 29, rejoice not thou, whole Palestinian, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be fiery, flying serpent. Verse 30, and the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety. And I will kill thy root with famine, and he shall slay thy remnant. 31, howl, O gate, cry, O city, thou whole Palestina, art dissolved, for there shall come from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his anointed times. Last verse, chapter 14. What shall one answer? What shall one then answer? The messengers of the nation, that the Lord haveth found Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it. Verse 32, chapter 14, book of Isaiah, last reading of the word. What shall one then answer? The messengers of the nation, that the Lord hath found Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust it. This have been a reading the word, chapter 14, book of Isaiah, King James Version.